Hi everyone and welcome in this new video. In this video I'll show you a game that I played against play around 1600s federated. I played this game in a fide rapid tournament, and I played with white and I played against the Pirc Defence. So in this video I'll show you how to attack against the Pirc and in general how to attack against the fianchetto structure, because the chess masters learn chess understanding the structures. So even if you play maybe against other openings that are not the Pirc, probably this game can be really useful for you and to improve your strategy. But okay, let's go to see now the game. In the game I played d4 and he played g6. Knight c3, d6, e4. I take the center when I can. Knight f6, bishop e3, bishop g7, f3. Very important that the Pirc is characterized by the pawns g6 and d6 and the knight on f6, the bishop on g7. This opening is really called Pirc. And I played f3. The reason because I played f3 is because I don't want that he could trade the bishop the knight for the bishop, so I want to stop knight g4, and knight takes e3. And at the same time, the pawn f3 is useful because my main idea is to play queen d2, maybe castle queenside, and then f3 can be useful to play g4, and so to attack on the king side. He played c6, queen d2, knight d7, bishop a6. So I start my attack removing the bishop on g7 because this bishop is a very important defender of the king side. Sorry, I made wrong errors, but okay, yes, it's a very important defender of the king side. That's why I want to remove this bishop. He played bishop takes h6, queen h6, and now queen a5. So the black strategy is to counterplay on the queen side with the queen, and then push the pawns and attack my queen side. It's logical, it's a good idea. Then I played bishop d3. I developed my pieces. I want to be flexible because potentially I could castle on the queen side, but then I give him easy moves like b5, b4, and I don't want that my opponent has an easy plan to do against me. That's why I played more simple, more development moves that can open my game with different ideas. So I just played bishop d3 for this reason, developing the bishop, but also because the bishop is developed against the king side. So yes, I develop the pieces, but my main idea is always to attack on the king side. So queen h5. If my idea is to attack, I don't want to trade queens, so that's why I played queen d2. Probably also queen e3 was possible, but okay, queen d2 I think is almost the same. And queen a5, because he thought that not trading, once black understood that he cannot trade the queens, maybe he thought that the queen on a5 can be useful to attack with b5, b4. So then I played knight d2. Knight d2, he played b5, trying to counterplay, and potentially I could castle queenside or kingside, but queenside now is bad because there is b4, and then the pawn a2 is a big problem. That's why I cannot castle queenside. So I simply decide to castle kingside and play simple chess. My castle on the king side, but always trying in the future to attack on the queen side, on the king side. Okay, so he played castle, and now potentially I can go to h6 with the queen. But I thought it was slightly better to play first queen g5 because I bring my queen inside attack, and at the same time I'm blocking the enemy attack on my queen side. So that's why I played queen g5 to stop b4. I forced him to play maybe the move back, and this give me an extra time to play maybe knight g3 that I played to involve another attacker in this case. It's very important when you attack, remove key defenders like the bishop on g7 that I removed with bishop h6 before. And now it's also very important for me to remove the knight to f6, that is a very important defender of h7. And I knew that my idea to remove this knight is to play e5, because if you can remove the defenders without make trades, it's better. So if I can, I'll try to remove the enemy defenders with my pawns. So knight b6, and now I understood that I could play 5 because he removed the defender of the pawn of the push e5. So after knight b6, I played d5, pawn e5, pawn e5, knight d5. Okay, here my thought was that in general, when I'm the attacker, I don't want to trade pieces and I want to involve more pieces I can against this king. So I played knight e4 for this reason. And he played now knight c4. f4. Okay, the knight is attacking e5 and b2, but e5 is more important because e5 is blocking squares, especially f6, that are important for him to defend his king. So I play f4 to defend e5. Doesn't mind if I lose b2. It's not really important now because now I have two knights, the queen, the bishop, that can really help me to make a strong attack here. So he played f6, trying to remove my queen, but now my queen can go to h6. And then he played knight b2. Okay, if we think now, the black play looks completely logical, because black is up a pawn, and black is blocking all the entry squares for my knights. So no way for me to attack, because yes, my queen is attacking, but how can the knight join? So when I have a lot of attackers, and when there are weaknesses in the enemy territory, like, I don't know, e6, like the pawns that are pushed, it can be easier to have tactical ideas. And here I played one very nice, I played knight h5. This move is wonderful because, okay, it was a rapid game, so I thought about that around 2 minutes or 3 minutes, something like that. But it was very, very nice because after knight h5, I saw something fantastic, because imagine black takes on h5, there is incredible knight g5, and I'm attacking h7 with a knight, with a bishop, and the checkmate is now unstoppable. It's incredible, because after e6, I was thinking bishop h7, king h8, queen f8 mate. So that's fantastic. Okay, so when I thought knight f5, I said, oh wow, incredible. Yeah, it defended well, because okay, if he takes the knight, I win with his checkmate. So he has to play something different. He played rook f7. And after rook f7, I played another nice move, knight g5. Okay, the idea is simple. I want to add pressure and I want to attack the rook. And here, it's very funny that the best move for him should be knight takes d3. He should remove my attackers, and after knight takes d3, I probably take the rook. He takes my... no, maybe not the knight. Maybe he takes my... I don't know. I should take my knight, yes, because I'm playing mate on g7. So yes, I have to remove the knight. And then I take the knight on d3, he takes the knight on f7, and here, okay, I have the rook against the minor pieces, so in theory, for material, black is not so bad, but okay, the black king is very open, so yeah, there are big problems for him. So, but this was the best way for black to play, and this game is still playable for him, so it's not losing for him, so he could continue if he chooses this line. But in the game, he didn't see this. Okay, was not so easy, because to be honest, it's all very, very complex. And he played fg5. That seems it seems logical. It seems logical to remove the knight on g5. That is a very strong attacker here. But unfortunately for him, now black loses immediately, because there is another wonderful sacrifice. Bishop takes g6. It's incredible. Now the rook is under attack. The pawn h7 is under attack. The knight and the queen are threatening g7. So, for example, if he takes, I take, okay, king h8, queen f7 followed by queen g7 mate, so he loses. If king f8, I can play f takes g5, and is losing anyway, because after rook f1, there is no defense for the black king, and white wins here. Wins because, okay, the only moves should be knight f6 to over the mate, but then I can take the knight. Maybe could try e6 to block the line of the rook, but after simply f7, queen g8 promotion, white wins easily here. So that's why after bishop g6 he didn't take, okay, because he understood that after he takes there is mate anyway. He tried to play 6, trying to involve the queen inside the black defense. But after that, I played another nice move, simple. In this case, bishop takes f7, queen takes f7, and now f takes g5. It's very important here that queen g6 is not available, because okay, black can be instructed for queens to stop my attack, but there is simply rook f8 mate and I win, or queen f8 mate is the same. And that's why I played queen e7, almost forced. g6 another important move to completely destroy the enemy defense. And now in every move he plays, he loses, because in the game he played bishop d7, rook f7, now resigned because the mate on g7 or g7 or h7 is unstoppable. So this attack was really, really strong. But okay, there aren't other moves, because imagine he takes the pawn, there is simply queen g6, king h8, rook f7, and white wins, and the mate it will be always unstoppable now. Okay, so I think this game it's very nice. I enjoyed a lot this game. Not only because I won, because okay, it's for sure it's a win with the sacrifices, with the wonderful ideas. It's pretty interesting, and I want to show something that can be important for your play. So about the strategy. So step number 1 is okay, develop, take the center, and so on. Step number 2, remove the defender. So bishop h6 to remove the bishop on g7. Then step 3, involve the queen inside the attack. Queen g5 or maybe queen h6, depending by the position. Then step 4, we can say, step 4, involve the other minor pieces inside the attack, because to mate, probably only the queen is not enough, or queen and only one minor piece is not enough against strong players. So you have to involve all your pieces, or most pieces you can, and I involve the knight, then the knight, and all the pieces now are involved. So step number 4, involve your pieces, make weaknesses. So maybe now I played f6, weakening a little bit the structure, trying to remove my queen. And then clearly, once you have all your pieces there, once you weaken it a little bit, the castle can be common that then we can have tactical ideas. And clearly, to finish an attack, very often you need a little bit of tactics and calculation, as I did in this game. And yes, the finish of the game is very, very nice. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video, and see you soon for new videos. So have a good day. Bye.